hair's all fucking stringy. Oh boy. By the point when I got stuff. Can't even go to the hobby shop no more. Nothing. Day's over for me, buddy. That's it. And the stage is waiting to die. That's rust. That should work right there. Okay, got my 3 watching. No dinghy yet, though. Yeah, I'll be here. Looks like no help, no chuck. Oh, there she goes. Jack, gotta get those. Okay. We'll take these decks black, paint with tan color, and buff them out. Okay. Okay. Okay, get some coffee, get this show on the road here. Okay, let's see who's on air right now. Oh, we got Grease Monkey. How you doing, Grease Monkey? How you doing, buddy? Pretty good tonight? Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Tonight we do something a little different. Specialize on the unusual. Be the work on this Revell Germany X Matchbox 172nd scale Corvette. Spent all day getting this thing painted and everything. I got it. Tonight we'll add rust to it and everything. Put the portholes on. And I went ahead and painted the decks flat black. Then I'll go ahead and spare and airbrush some teak over it. Then when the teak dries, I'll take a Brillo pad, rub it out, and bring out the planks. So these planks are pretty well raised. And that's perfect, that kind of a technique. It works out better than washes because I got raised details on here. Okay. Hey, Jake, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. You got you and Grease Monkey here tonight. And we're going to have a show tonight. We're going to work on my Revell Germany of my Matchbox Revell Germany 172nd scale His Majesty Corvette Snowberry. Okay, I think I'm gonna do now. Go ahead and put the portholes on. You got to put the glazing to the portholes on. That and start adding rust on this thing. Okay, I got the paint mixed over there. It's ready to go. Well, I'm running out of paint and everything, guys. It's rough old Frankie day to get anything anymore like I used to. I'm beginning to think those days are over for me. Okay. Yeah, there they are right there, all the clear parts. Okay. Now all those portholes got to be installed inside here. If I rotate this camera here closer, see what I'm doing here. What I'm gonna do, I'll go ahead and put these portholes besides the retainer right here. That way I won't lose them. Like I mentioned when I first brought this kit out, this is my third rodeo on this kit since I first came out. I got a free bird for the company that messed me up in my hull sections. And I built, first one I built was a kit I got back in 79 when it first came out. It was a Snowberry. Second rodeo is the USS Saucy, American Corvette. Like a bunch of diamonds. Okay, I got more to put on, so that's not for starters. You just pop in, nothing special. These are pretty good models, you can see. A lot can be done with this thing. A USS Salty is ready to patrol. My other snowberry, the first one I built, it's displayed like this is. So you're building a Corvette, don't build it clean. But they are very, very dirty ships. Very. I'm gonna pop these portholes in this thing here. With adding the rust to it. You find this kit very relaxing to work on, not very difficult. Okay. I got them all in on the bow on the starboard side. Of course, I got aft got put back here. What's that? Gas deck. Oh, they got it. Landed on the painted side. There we go. Oh, good. Yeah, you see glass. That's nice. That's how I likes it right there. Okay. Hey, how you doing, William? Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Working on the His Majesty Corvette Snowberry by Revell, which is an Matchbox kit. That thing is really, you got that paint in it. God dang. I got to touch it up with some paint. Like right now. They stand right there. Shift up that paint a little bit. Touch up there. That's dry. That's what the problem was. Let it dry. Need a mask over there. There's some more paint. I'll do it later. Okay. Boy, getting warm in here today. It's starting to rain outside and get all that snow melted out there. Hopefully, I have enough paint to finish this thing. Where did that glass go to? Yeah, I'll find it. Around here is like an apple. It doesn't fall far from the tree around here. Yeah, I got to hold the bank and get my debit card so I can start buying stuff online. I'm tired of pinning on people. Those who want to put portholes in like I'm doing, get yourself some Eileen's tacky glue or crystal clear, and you can fill these holes up with that and it'll come out clear. In there, I'm going to get me some more. There's a movie, Jack Hawkins, the Corvette movie. I don't know if it was the Finest Hours or the Gallant Hours or something like that. About the Corvette Compass Island. Those of you like to watch it, it's a good movie. I watched it once. It's an excellent movie. These Corvettes they're converted to whale catchers. The Royal Navy got these up like crazy because they're good rugged ships, and these things were designed for waves up to 100 feet or less. It's called The Cruel Sea. That was the name of the movie. Cruel Sea. I think those you probably watched it before. Oh wow! Right there. Four more to go. I gotta cut out four more. What I wanted to forward to. Oh, there it is, right there. Found it. You're not going nowhere but here, Mr. Porthole. I'm going an hour. Oh, I got you in my hands. Three more to go, huh? And the rest go aft. Okay. Well, they've been watching that Titan. That's that submarine that got that's up next to the Titanic. Well, you talk about a circus media. Like James Cameron said, I quote what he said. Well, everybody's running around with their hands in the air with the hair on fire. All they had to do is find out the coordinates where that thing went down at, and you would have found that submarine down there. She imploded. More I read about the guy, that guy was full of horse pucky. That guy was. All he was a rich kid, came from a lot of money, and used it, and turned into a fool of money, soon parted. Okay, got the portholes on here. All that, yeah, no dust in that battleship. Okay. And I got portholes back there to do on what? 8 of them? I'll put those on. Get out of the way. Not all is left. 8. They don't give you no extras. No extras. So you don't want to lose none of these portholes. If you do, you got to crystal clear them in. That does just save time. But like I say, got nothing but time to build these things. Two more to go up the screw, they're all done. This kit's not too difficult to build. A lot of parts and a lot of room too. Like I say, like that's how big my hand is. You really put your hand in there and everything. Got plenty of room in there. Radio control, radio gear. But this way display. I've already got a radio control one already. Let's just make another one out. I ain't got the stuff to make it out with. A novelist should have had no problem building this thing. But at one time, they first came out, they were expensive. They were a $75 kit back then. My first wife, Brenda, before she passed away, I bought one time. I said, Jesus, Frank, how much that cost you? I told her, $75, right, child? Man, that's a lot of money. I said, you know something? What is that? They'll get a lot more expensive as time goes by. I was right. When I came home one time by a Japanese company named Nishimo, Nichmio from Japan. I had a 1/200 scale Japanese battleship Yamato. Retail price of that thing was $163. I bought that thing home and that goes, Jesus Christ, where the hell did you get that at? I bought the hobby shop, huh? You always hit me with that question, how much that cost you? $163. Jesus Lord. And you look at it, you go, yeah, I can see that, Frank. Picking the molds, those things. So what outfit makes that? The Shimo. This I never heard of it before. From Japan, Dad. Oh wow, those outfits makes good models, don't they? Yep, they do, Dad. Japanese makes good plastic. Got two more to go before it's done. Those are airbrushing those decks. Get them treated, get them cemented. Oh, got the airports in, fellas. Not too bad getting in there. Wonderful. Oh yeah, you see them shine out there. You can see them glisten. I like that. Okay. Check the chat board and see what's going on. I haven't been paying attention lately. They give you a cool stand out of plastic. It's pretty fragile, so you really got to watch it. Make sure it's paint cured. You don't scratch up the paint like I did in here a while ago. I'll go back and touch up the airbrush later on. And that red right there, a water line. The instruction says they're black. Anodite black or something like a dark black gray. And they're actually they're this color red oxide they used. Okay, we got 7 watching, 2 thumbs up. We got Dingy here. We got Grease Monkey, 571. We got Mr. William Nelson. He's on. And yeah, it's all Dingy and William Nelson and Grease Monkey tonight. Oh, yeah. Okay. I want to know what the retract comments mean. I don't know. I didn't understand what it meant. Now you cleared it up for me. That's good. That's good. That's very good. Ah, Grease Monkey's watching. Yeah, you can see those pores all stand out. I got rust right here. Yeah, Mark 6310. Welcome to Tuesday night with me and the Revell Germany X Matchbox 1/7 scale Snowberry. Yeah, Limburg Carronade is a pretty good kit. I last time I built one of those must be back in the early 60s. Looks like an LST, all souped up though. But I think it's a pretty good job to get done with it. You know, those little Limburg kits ain't too bad. Need TLC and a lot of work, you know, and they come out pretty reasonably well. But I like most of all with those old Revell, those old Limburg kits, they had electric motors in them back in those days. And I mentioned the story before. I mentioned again. I was live out the beach out in California, in Ventura. They're building Ventura Keys out there, and they were pumping water out of there. And right across my house, it was like you call it a runoff full of water. The field out there full of water. It looked like a pond out there when they got done. It was only about ankle deep out there. So me and my brother Gary used to go out there and go to Spouts and Ritz, FW Woolworths, or Newberry's, and buy those old Lindbergh motorized kits. And that Carronade was one of them. It came with electric motor. Yeah, we used to sail them across the pond. A couple of them got sunk out there. I could never find them. I could never find them. I found one of them. It was what was it? It was Lindbergh. It wasn't Monster. It was the other one they had. The Red Destroyer. Probably about say about that long, about 10, 12 inches, about 12 inches long. It had an electric motor in it. It got sunk out there. I remember about 15 years later, that thing all dried up out there. One day I just was a little reminiscing and went back there and walked around that pond out there. I found it laying out there with these dirt clods and stuff. It was all cracked out there. You can see where the water has drained. That's what cracks out there. When I brought it home, showed my wife that. So, oh, you got all that time you had that bell? Yeah, it was sunk out there. And so we lava got sunk out there. I think the best one that Lindbergh made motorized kit was the Minesweeper and Blue Devil Destroyer. Man, they were the cream of the crop. Pastels. You're good too for weathering. Yeah, these Corvettes were definitely a wet ship. Very, very wet. Those guys had to wear oilskins all the time. Wow, that's pretty good. To seal that pastel, always use clear matte aerosols. You got to use an airbrush. These work better. Just don't lay on too much for the wheel. Just get a little mist. It seals in really good. You don't want to frost up those portholes in there. That looks pretty good now. A little more of that. A little more white pastels. Always use vertical lines up from the top of your freeboard down to your water line. You take a little brush the excess off, it'll feather it in. Then go back with your clear matte and give a little hit with that. Good as new. The only mistake I made my first Snowberry I had, I painted the whole hull white. It may have been white, I don't know. Most of them I see, they're like a light gray, so you got to mix white and gray together. Tone down that white to something like a light gray. Almost like that, a camouflage gray. There we go. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, looks like a Corvette now. Like I said, when it comes to weathering things, don't be bashful. Because they were not clean. They're very wet shipped, like our Conley model says they're rust buckets. Yeah, that's good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, I think it's time to take a little break here. I spent all day painting this hull, all day long. Hey, Matt, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to Tuesday Night Live Action with me and the gang. And my Revell of Germany 1/72 scale X Matchbox kit of His Majesty Corvette ship, the Snowberry. This is my third rodeo on this thing. First rodeo was back in 1979. I still got that. I think I made a lot of builds of the past on that on one of my earlier videos made about 12 years ago. And the other one was United States one is USS Salty. I did make a YouTube build on that. It's my storage, so next month gets here, I'll be getting all the stuff out of the storage in Ohio, bring it out here where it belongs. This is my third rodeo. This is the Snowberry right here. That's Snowberry number 2. On my first Snowberry that I painted on, I think I made a mistake on the paint schedule on it. Everything else was correct except it was all white, and I thought they were white. I go, no, wait a second, if you made a mistake, somebody's going to call you on that. So actually, these things are very light gray, almost like that of white. So what you got to do is you got to mix white, put about 30% gray into it, dull up that white a little bit because they're different colors. When they used them during World War II, they were different paint schedules. Some were all weren't even camouflage up like this. They were all just a light gray color. But these things are rust buckets. They pretty much are. You don't have no time with a wire brush, red lead, and whatever gray that they use on the North Atlantic paint schedule they use. Anything that was done to these things, whenever it came into port, they actually eventually were put in dry dock and take the muscles, clean up the muscles off the hull, paint the undercoating of red oxide again. Now the instructions call for the waterline. It could be an option. Either it's hull red like this, or it's anthracite black or something like that. Anthracite is like a black with more like a darkish gray color than a black color. So I've seen a lot of them this color and a lot of the other colors, so it don't matter. It depends on the shipyard who makes them, but I can't see that black being anti-fouling, which it isn't. It's just a blue top covering they used. Corvettes were well catchers. The Royal Navy picked up on them, and they took them well catchers and converted them into Corvettes. Those of y'all want to see a good Corvette movie, an old-fashioned English actor called Jack Hawkins. It's called The Cruel Sea. It was a Corvette, what was it? The Compass Island. Flower class Corvette. They had different class of Corvettes back in those days. This is the Flower class. And a lot of them were different classes. Probably, I think, what do you call it? What do they call it? The same thing they use on the steamers they used. It begins with a W. I'll think of it in a minute. It'll pop in the line. Now, there's another kid out there. I had a buddy of mine named Lanny T-Tech. He had one of these, but made out of metal. I think the John Piper kit. Came all the way from England. I mean, that whole thing is made out of metal. No plastic, no wood, just metal. And very, very, very heavy. Very heavy. Of course, when 1979 came to view, Matchbox brought this out. So this kit here is actually a Freebird kit that I got from Revell, Germany. It was probably about around 14, 15 years ago, 16 years ago, maybe about 17 years ago. Yeah. I think that's when Revell, Germany, Matchbox fudged out. They sold out. And Revell, Germany got all their molds. So a lot of the molds that they've got released, early old releases, come from Matchbox molds. Anyway, I went down there to the hobby shop out there in Dayton, Ohio, next to the Dayton Mall. It's called the Hobby Town USA. And my wife seen me eyeballing it. So on Christmas Eve, she said, I got something for you, Frank. And my wife old Ruthie always took care of old Frankie. She gave me one of these Revell Germany 1/72 scale Snowberry or Bluebell kit, or USS Salty. And Matchbox kit gives you 3 liveries. Either it can be the Bluebell, Snowberry, or the USS Salty. Revell Germany gives you 2 liveries, USS Salty or the Snowberry. So I chose the Snowberry. This is going to be a display piece. I've already got a radio control already. That's the USS Salty. And it's painted all like a dark gray color with blue, beautiful looking blue on there. And so anywho, you know, I said, oh, thank you, baby girl. You have to buy this for me. I saw you while looking at it. I know you, Frank. You're looking at something, and you know me. It's Christmas time. It's a Merry Christmas. She goes, thank you for buying me the tires for my car for Christmas. I said, no problem, man. It wasn't a Christmas present. It was just something you got to have. Now, I got you a Christmas present. I got her a diamond ring, and I bought her some clothes and things that she likes. And she was happy as a fiddle. So was I, and I got this. So Christmas morning, I woke up, and I decided, you know, what the hey, I'm going to build this thing. It's my second rodeo. Open it up. Beautiful. Let's get going. So this kit, anybody's got this kit, they're familiar with it, have built it before, know what I'm talking about. The hull comes in 2 sections, actually 4 sections. You got two bow sections and 2 stern sections. Now the stern section, the starboard section was perfect. I got the starboard section all done, and they snap together. And they go together so well, you don't have to worry about putting no filler on there. I didn't put no filler on this one. You don't need it because the way the plates are molded on the kit, and how they join together, the stern and bow sections together, you can't tell. So there's no need to do that because you got to have a recess when it goes inside the hull anyway. So if we use Krylite glue or epoxy or whatever glue choice you want to use, I use the Krylite glue. Oh, this one, this too. It's stronger. Anyway, I started to proceed to the port side. To my horror and surprise, when it comes to joining the port bow section to the port stern section, I found out they gave me 2 starboard forward sections. So it looked like this. One going like it looked like a banana. I go, what the hell is this noise? What the hell happened here? The dumb cluck sent me the wrong part. So it was Christmas Day. I think it was on Saturday. It was Christmas. So Monday I went to the hobby shop down there, and I went up there and I bought the hull in and showed him the piece. Hey, Frank, how you doing? Oh, you work on that Snowberry, huh? Yeah. Was that your wife that bought that for you? Yes. What happened? Take a look. Oh, wow. They gave you 2 starboard front sections, did they? Yeah. They said, Frank, we don't have an extra. If I had extra Snowberry back there, I'd open up to make sure what it is, and I'd go ahead and we'd trade kits over and send this one back. Is this as far as you got on it? Yeah, as far as I built. I got the starboard section all done. Now work on the port section. It's shut down. I can't proceed any further because of that problem. Well, they got an email address on there. Yeah, I saw that. Email them and give them the part number, and they'll send you the part for it. It says, okay, I'll do that. Otherwise, if we had an extra kit back there, I'll go ahead and give you a piece out of it, and you give me that piece and send it back to them. And okay. So I go back home. My wife said, what happened? They give me that piece. So they told me I had to email Revell Germany, which I did. I gave them the part number. It's part number 2A. I need a port front hull section, part 2A. That's what I need, not 1A, but 2A. About a week and a half later, a small box came in. We said Revell Journal. All right, dude. Now I'm back in business. Open up. Here we go again, fellas. Another starboard, front, forward, hull section to this thing. Now I've got two now. So I showed that to Ruthie. Look at this. She goes, oh my God, that's the same piece she had before. Yeah, now I got two of them. Okay, I'm getting on the horn again and tell them again what's going on. I got a hold of them and told them. I took a picture of it with my digital camera, and I showed them the model itself, which I should have did in the first place. I gave them the part number. Part 2A, port front section, that's what I need, not the starboard section, which is 1A. I need 2A, not 1A. So on a week and a half later, a box comes in. Again, I said, do these people understand? I was furious. So they had a telephone number right there. I got a hold of them. I talked to one of the people. Yeah, one guy there was speaking German. Goes, yeah. Hey, you speak English? He says, whoa. So talking German to me. You got somebody that can speak English. Well, thank Christ. This is my third time, guys. Now, I bought this kit, kit number, blah, blah, blah. 1/72 scale. His Majesty Corvette SNOWBERRY. Part 2A. I need the port front valve section of this thing. You guys already, the first place you gave me two right valve sections, and I complained again to you guys. I need another section there. You come back and send me another the starboard section. Then for the second time, another starboard section. Here's a enclosed. I told him I already sent you out a letter, and I'm going to call you now and let you guys know. I need this port left front valve section. Okay, we'll get it. We've been having a problem with quality control lately. He said, yeah, no doubt. You guys can get that squared away. You got a lot of people. This stuff costs money, sir. As I tell them, and people like us pay for it. This is supposed to be my Christmas present, and it turned out to be a nightmare. No problem. We take care of everything. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day. Well, about a week and a half later, two big boxes come. One big box came in, and a small box came in. Bruce says, Frank, you got two packages came in today. You got a big box there too. It looks like the same size as the box that model you're working on. I said, I think they sent me another kit. I'm thinking, Russia's nice. I really don't know. I said, my heart was beating away. Open up first, I'm gonna get the little box out. Ah, wonderful. Now I got the port section. Then I get the big box, open up, wrote me a letter, so I'm so sorry. So we're sorry for the inconvenience. We gave you a whole new kit right here. And they were very apologetic to me. And I said, I called them back personally and said, thank you very much. God bless you guys. I appreciate this. You really didn't have to do that. All I wanted is just the whole section. Well, you've been aggravated, inconvenienced. This is our way of appreciation showing you. I said, thank you very much, sir. So this is a kit I'm working on. That's why I call it the Freebird. Yeah, they sure do, Matt. And like I say, these things are dirty. They're very dirty ships, and they get very dirty easy. You know, rust, they're at war. They don't have time to stay clean all the time. You don't have no pouring in crew painting and red all the time, chipping paint. That's done while they're in port. Okay, I'll get me a fresh cup of coffee. I'm going to swing it over to the starboard side, do the starboard side. Then we airbrush the deck. Well, at the end of the decks here, I'm painting these black. Now, when that's done, I'm going to airbrush my teak, which is Tamiya XF55. Teak. I'm going to airbrush this deck with teak color when it dries. Take some brittle pad and port to starboard, this back and forth. It'll bring out the line because the deck's this thing are recessed. So that's the best way to treat this. They don't work in washes too well because they're not recessed. These have got raised deck panels on here. By scraping it back and forth the brittle pad, it'll bring out the deck lines on here. And the spray stand is very clear. So I suggest after you paint your hull, let it dry for a good 24 hours, up to 2 days before you put it on, because your deck will fit on here and it'll chip, it'll mar your paint like I did it here. I had to touch it up. I like working with this kit. It's very relaxing. There's so much to do on this thing. The only criticism about this kit thus far is these deck supports here. So, like I say, all they do is they just they pull your hull in, and you be able to put your deck on there. And since you can glue your deck down, it can be no radio control job. You have to worry about moving the deck out. You just glue it on top of these bases here to be strong. But like I did in my Saucy, I take each one of these deck supports on here, and I measure them on 1/4 inch square basswood, strip wood, and I cut them off and I box them in place. And they're strong because the decks are removable to get the AC gear. Okay, we'll see what's going on. Got 11 watching, 10 thumbs up. Got a full house tonight. Oh, yeah. That's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing the borderlines 1/32 scale Lancaster bomb. The old length, it's a crappy kit. Is the kit pretty much junk, Matt? Like, or is just the instructions? Okay, good. Well, the kit's great. Yeah, you got to watch out for some of the instructions. Some of the instructions are pretty crappy. Now, the instructions I don't like is Dragon models. Well, their instructions are about as confusing as a sterile rabbit. I gotta get back in my length too. That was my Christmas present I got from Mr. Freddie. This is to me a kit. I love this kit. I've always had a lot of love for the Tamiya kit. I got the Hong Kong model kit, haven't built, but I will build that when I get it home. That Lancaster is a beautiful airplane. Well, Roy Chadwick did an excellent job designing this airplane. He sure the hell did. That man was short as genius. And I got a special paint kit that Freddie sent me. That I can use to paint my Lank with. This is the Vallejo Royal Air Force paint set. And the back there shows you different colors, how to paint them. Kit comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. Trainer yellow, interior green, dark green, dark earth, black. And back here shows the aircraft. So I got a whole good set there. I'm gonna start painting my Lancaster with that. I have it over here. Oh yeah, I agree. I have an ICM Dornier 214, the flying pencil. I got it back there. You weren't fooling about that. Those structures too are nightmare on Elm Street. That's one thing I got to start getting into is armor kits. I shouldn't be doing that though. But as long as you don't make too much on there, it won't cause a cloud of dust. Get a little bit of a mist. Good enough. Yeah, pretty happy with that. It's got pretty good. Now I'll come over here and get the other starboard side done. Oh, they got the Black Widow. That was a good kit. That was one of the first, the new tooling of the 148 scale kits that Monogram made back in 1974 when it first came out. You could buy those things by the slew out there, around $1.50, around $1.50. They cost down there at Kmart. TBD, Devastator, torpedo bombers. I should have grabbed a bunch of them. And that was Black Widows too. Are they all there? And a bunch of those comic kits too. They have. Yeah, you know, so dang, when you build these Corvettes, these things were very, very dirty ships. I mean, they had no time for spit and polish, no time for yard and stay duty. They were just, their jobs got there to take out the U-boats. That was their job. And the elements of the North Atlantic Ocean was very harsh. These things were actually whale catchers. These things here, you get a 100-foot wave come over like that. They go right through that wave just like a hot knife to a cake of butter. Rogue waves, any kind of wave, they can throw Three Sisters, wherever there is, these things can take it. They're very, very strong ships. And they're small. But for 1/72 scale, this is a pretty good sized model. You know, when it first came out back in 1979 by the good folks at Matchbox, that kit was a model magazines left and right. A lot of people built those things. Oh yeah, that was a good kit. That came out around 1960s, 1961. $249 it cost. Every kid in the block had that kit. I had to cut about 2 or 3 lawns to get enough money to buy that thing. I remember that kit quite well. What's so good about it is you take the box apart, they had some kind of tissue paper on top of that. That was a good kit. It still is today, a good kit. They weren't skimpy in that plastic either. don't know. Oh yeah. Well, Chef Payne, he was a heck of a good artist. He did a lot of work for Monogram. I like about the little Monogram kits. He gave you a lot of kits with brochures on there that gave you some ideas how to do dioramas and stuff. He was pretty forward in that. I used pastels, Dingy. These pastels there, you put them on, you feather it in, you brush it off, and you hit it with some matte clear matte varnish. That seals it on there. If you don't seal it on there, it'll come off your hands. So it's got to be sealed on there it combats the rust too and everything. It brings out the different shades of the gray from being oxidized from the salt, from the elements of salt air, and the water and everything. Use vertical stripes up and down, up the top of your gunnels, all the way down to the water line. You take your brush here and brush downward. It'll feather it in real good. It will give it the appearance of salt water, how it runs down and everything. The elements. That looks pretty good now. That looks like definitely a Corvette. But they don't look right. You don't put no rust on them. You like I say, you don't want to make them look clean because they're rust buckets. They're dirty. They come in port. You look at them, man. These things are indeed of a paint job. You know. Usually they go in. They get battle worn. You know, from getting shot up. The Junkers 88s and stuff. take a beating. They come to the port. That's when they put the old red lead to it and the gray paint, and they start painting the ship up real good to get prepared for back out in the battle again. Oh yeah. These things had two huge Scotch boilers they used on these things. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. That's the deck right there. It goes on. Deck gets pretty good. We get it all painted. Take a bill pad, bill it out. I think it looks sharp. I can know where the case is. My case went to this thing. I'm passed out. I gotta give this room a sweep down. Oh, I'm dirty in here. Yeah, it's in the 70s here right now. It's nice and not too bad back here. Got rid of all that rain we had, all that snow we had out there. there it is. Oh, I knew it was on the floor. I should have known when that thing fell down a while ago. What pastels back in here again? These pastels are very good for weathering, guys. Armor, ships, airplanes. Like I say, you work on stuff like this, don't be bashful because they're dirty. There's an English modeler. His name was it was Brian King. That was his name. No. Philip Reed. He's the last breed of professional model shipbuilders. He said the problem with people in America, modelers in America, is we build too clean. He said they got to be built to the elements how they really are to give it authenticity. Like I say, it's like it looks pretty real now. All that rust on this thing. I think I add a little more white to it. A little more white. Yeah. That white really brings it out. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, a lot better. Yeah, a lot better. Perfect. Okay, I think if I had liquid tonight, this thing would dry. Chalk. It says chalk, no oils. Oil is good too to use on your weathering. When you work with oil, it's always good to use for drying agents turpentine. Turpentine is very hard to find nowadays. Ever since this OSHA and the rest of these people come in here and got rid of all that stuff, the environmental control, what do you call it, EPA and stuff. They they get rid of all that good stuff. Everything nowadays is basically they're trying to get away from petroleum and mineral spirits and stuff. You want everything acrylic nowadays, and it's hard to use oils and stuff like that. You don't have the proper treatment for it, like linseed oil and also turpentine. Landcraft LCVPs, they got pretty dirty too. A lot of rust on them, especially around the top of the gunnels, the freeboard up here, and also the landing platform that comes up and down. It's constant use. You get a lot of rust up there. See, during wartime, a lot of people think, a lot of guys, some critics out there criticize my work. Let's see all that rust on it. Man, that's a lot of rust on a ship like that. I've never seen a battleship model with rust like that before. I'll build with its elements. I mean, in World War II, there's no such thing as a spit and polished Navy back in those days. You're at war. Your deck force back in those days, the only thing they ever did was a lot of compartment work. Keep the compartment good and clean as they could. They had painting inside the compartment. And one time they did any exterior painting to it when the ship came into port. That's when they did a lot of painting and make sure it's good spick and span. Yeah, I like those white spirits. I'm gonna try to go down there to the Home Depot, see if I can find some of that stuff down there. Oh yeah, during Pearl Harbor, a lot of those battleships, the Battleship Row, they're spit and polished Navy. They get them things clean. You always had your first division, second division, third division. Make sure that thing was even. You polished the brass, everything on it. But during Pearl Harbor, when they were attacking, all that oil, and it don't take long for a ship to get rust on it, especially out in the ocean. Sitting there for weeks on end, getting raised from the bottom of the mud, being yeah, they were pretty dirty. Yeah, they're pretty dirty. You weren't clean machines. Okay, hopefully dry overnight. Well, we'll work on this thing all week long, guys. And we'll have a ball putting this thing together. Tomorrow we'll get the decks on and everything, get them all painted and treated real well and assembled. Start working on the superstructures and stuff, you know. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it tonight. A little tired, a little bit. I've been on this thing all day today, and I'm glad we got a video out on tonight. We got a lot done tonight. We got the weathering done in the hall. We got the port holes on installed and everything, and I'm pretty happy with it. And we got more coming your way too. So stay tuned tomorrow night. Because tomorrow night we'll have some more shifts work on the HMSC SNOWBERRY by Revell Matchbox kit. If you guys got one of these jobs, build it. They're a very good kit. A novice had no problem building them. And I was on eBay today checking the price of these things. These things up to almost $300 now. They got a lot of the 1/144 scale. They're a little smaller, but the 1/72 scale, that's pretty good size. Good scale. 1/72 scale, I think it's 1 foot. I think, what was that, 6 inches? I think of 1 foot. What's that? No. 1 inch. 1 inch equals 6 feet. Scale. Okay, everybody, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. And we're going to have live action tomorrow again on the SNOWBERRY. So be sure to tune into that. Let this thing dry. Like I say, when you start painting and stuff like that, you go let the snow dry. You just can't keep it going while the paint is wet because you get the finger marks on it and stuff. Let it do its thing. Let it go out. Let it dry with dignity. Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight for tonight's live stream for Tuesday. Tomorrow night we shall resume. Same model, everything. And we'll get on that Lancaster. And also I'm going to finish up at Albatross D5 that I got from Mr. William Nelson for my Christmas present that he gave me. And we'll get the flying wires done on that and get that thing finished. And still work on this. I've been working on the SO Trenton. I got a lot done on that. So I think I made a video of that the other day. So I got a lot done on it opposed to the live action video I did on it. Okay. Make Mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Stay focused when you drive. Be aware of your surroundings. May God bless and thank you for all my new and old subscribers. Subscribe to my channel. I'm deeply honored for your wonderful candor, comments, and views. This is Frankie Dave Model signing out. We'll get you guys tomorrow. And be sure to stay tuned tomorrow. We'll have a good show tomorrow, guys. Bye, boys. Take care of yourself. May God bless. This is Frankie Dave Model signing out. Bye, boys. Take care of yourself. I love you guys. Say your prayers.